If she had only been ugly.
Well, Ari Shaffir,
Dom,
back in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Today it's going to be grilling. I hope you brought some Kleenex because I'm going to go at you deeply and what caused you the pain to become a comedian.
All right.
How are you, my brother?
Nice. I'm great.
I should announce two things. Ari and I are going to be at the Moon Tower Festival
Moon Tower Comedy
in April in Austin.
End of April.
And
That's so much fun, that one.
If you'll pardon my French, juste pour rire. It's a stupid. What is the stupid thing when people go, motherfucker, pardon my French?
Oh, yeah.
It's not French, fucking idiot. It's just
Was that what they were saying? There was like,
no, people
that where
say
it came
that.
from? Yeah.
I don't know where it came from.
Why is it French?
It's not French. That's what I'm saying. They're so fucking stupid. Pardon my French, but you're a real cocksucker. Your French sounds
No
very much
French.
like English. So that's good. We're working those two festivals together.
Yeah.
What are you doing before that?
What are you doing for Just for Laughs?
I'm hosting an all-star show.
Okay.
So, we were talking about Jeremy Hotz. I'm sure he'll be on it if he comes up.
Oh, they love Jeremy Hotz.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how people have their own areas. Like
Bob Marley.
all of New England.
Yeah.
He owns.
How do you get
New
a
England.
circuit like that?
He's got his own beer.
Does he really?
Bob Marley has his own beer. He sells books. He's got everything.
The only thing I remember hearing about him when I came was that he managed by Jamie, and
He's on the recording, the outgoing message.
who is?
If you call
Bob Marley?
if you call the Laugh Factory and you get put on hold, they still have his bits on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What do you got before? I just want to know. I just want to
Oh, okay.
plug your. And what's your Twitter?
Ari Shaffir, ARISHAFFIR. Yeah.
Mine is at Dom Irrera. I don't know.
Are you on Twitter a lot?
Not a lot, but sometimes I get drunk and people could tell me, they go, I've had people go, Dom, you're drunk, go to bed.
And you're like, damn, I am. You're right.
It's sad. I get fucking angry, start tweeting.
I got drunk last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't usually. I just
I
got
never seen you
a
drunk.
bottle of wine. Yeah.
Where?
Store.
Did you drive?
No, I just walked home. I'm 2 blocks away.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drinking, I don't care. I mean, that's why I'm so fucking bloated. Somebody said, I got another tweet last week. Hey, Dom, when did you start looking like an old Chinese lady? What do you say to that? Ni hao.
Sometimes people on Twitter get so good. You're like, collectively, like they have a bunch of like hits here and there.
Yeah.
Where you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I get that, and I get the funny things. When are you going to be in Fargo? Probably never, I got to tell you.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
that I have anything against it.
They request those cities like, I'm just hearing the city exists right now.
Right.
So I'm not going to do that.
So we were talking about you
Who?
from the agency, one of your
Yeah.
agents, about how much you've got, how popular you've gotten, how great things have been for you compared to like 2 or 3 years ago.
That's all it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so freeing. And I'm still living like I'm poor. So I don't
it's
even
hard
come
to get
close
used
like,
to. It's
yeah. I have to tell myself, like,
know.
I can afford $6 for a beer.
You can.
Yeah. Let's just do it.
You can do it. Go crazy. Tip them.
Yeah.
Tip them for a change. Don't live a stereotype.
That's what Edgar told me yesterday. I was like to the store. I was like, do you have wine? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, dude, don't drink this garbage wine.
Do they have some good wine there?
No.
Oh.
So I was like, go get some.
Yeah, you don't drink wine in a comedy club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing, the first thing I remember.
Oh, is it like that for any comedy club?
I wouldn't, unless it's wines that you know.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't drink it here. I wouldn't drink it. I mean, they just get table wine.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But the thing I remember about you, the very first time I started seeing you,
Yeah.
I mean, besides just seeing you in the halls, did you work at the door?
Yeah, yeah. 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, she fucked with me so hard.
Did she really?
Yeah.
How'd she fuck with you?
She just wouldn't let me get to the next stage. She wouldn't let me become a regular for 5 years.
But I remember you doing a thing called Ask a Jew.
Oh, yeah.
Ask a Jew is very funny.
Thanks. Q&A. Yeah, they call it a Q&A sometimes.
Q&A?
Yeah. Yeah, I still do that. Once in a while, late at night on a Monday night
That's funny.
with Barris. He'll instigate.
It's like some people are going, gee, I wonder what a Jew would think on this.
Yeah.
You can ask him.
Yeah, and it starts to be like serious questions and become just these most horrible questions. Like Jared Gordy had one who was like, if Jews are supposed to be such good writers, why is the Diary of Anne Frank so boring?
Oh God.
That's just like horrible. But like they really want to know what goes in the place of your soul, things like that.
Right.
This one time though, man, all the comics get involved sometimes. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody said something about the Holocaust. I was like, actually, that's you might not be realizing, but that's something that happened to us in the Holocaust. Oh, somebody said, hey, is there a better way for us to identify you? Maybe something you can wear that we can help find who the Jews are?
This was a question?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a crazy tweet.
Yeah, no. And I was like, yeah, they actually had that with armbands. It was for a while. The thing called the Third Reich.
Tattoos.
Happened. And when I said Hitler, everyone started cheering in the back. I was like, this guy named Adolf Hitler. I'm like, no, guys, please don't cheer for that. That's not.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what do you got coming up? I just want to plug your plugs.
Okay. A San Jose Improv, end of March. When do these go out? Pretty soon?
End of March. This will be up by then.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. And then Tempe Improv with Joey Diaz. April 3rd, 4th, 5th.
I'm doing the Ice House with Joey.
Really?
In June. Last time I co-headlined with him was, I said to him, Joe, I really don't care who goes on first, last. I said, whatever you want. He calls me by my whole name. Does he call you by your whole name?
No.
He goes, Dom Irrera. He goes, I'll tell you what. He says, why don't you close the first shows and I'll close the second so you don't have to follow a fucking pig like me. I go, okay, Joe, it's a deal. I love him, man. He kills me.
Yeah. Yeah. He's on his way home so fast when we do like Irvine or Brea or any of
He
those
just gets
ones.
out of there?
Yeah. I really say like, but when I say give it up for Joey Diaz, if I follow him, and then when I clap, when the applause goes down, you can hear the door slam.
Really?
That's how fast he's gone.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's like that on the phone, too.
Oh, yeah.
He just boom, boom.
He's the only guy I take phone calls from every time because I know it's only going to be 2 minutes. So whoever I'm
Yeah.
with, I'm like, honestly, I know this will only take a second. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He just wants to check in.
Well, he's also very happy, like that. You know, I love seeing people appreciate. We were just talking about certain comedians, and I don't want to get into like a war with anybody, but how like they're millionaires and they just don't appreciate it.
Yeah, they're just not happy.
It's like, what are you fucking kidding? You know what real life is like? You know what real life is like when you don't get paid to be funny,
And every you don't have any,
and you get girls that you could never get in real, in reality. And how you doing with the babes? Is it better?
Always, no, that's never been a problem. I don't know why.
It's never been a problem.
Yeah, I've always done it better than I should.
That's probably why they like you, because you think that.
Maybe. I think I just got on a good streak, and then that just carried through. Like whatever the confidence was. I got like 2 in a row or something.
That's good, because that's a big part of this.
What? Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a big part of why we do it, whether it's conscious or subconscious.
Yeah, it's not why I went into it, but then once it happened after a while, you're like, oh, this isn't bad, though.
Well, why did you go into it?
I didn't want to get a job. That was the most of it. I was
Yeah.
really scared of a job.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They seem so bad. I did them for summers and stuff, you know?
Jobs are horrible. Having a boss and having to, be
Going
on
up
time.
to the 7th floor and then
Yeah.
getting in and then the halogen lights. And,
Oh, I know.
oh,
I had a job one time putting sprinkles,
every day.
sprinkles on Christmas cards.
Really?
Yeah, like they were red and green, like sprinkles, like. And I thought to myself, it was $7 an hour, and this wasn't that bad of money for in the '80s, right?
Yeah.
Whenever
yeah.
right around when I started, I guess. And I remember putting them on and thinking, "Fuck, $7 an hour, this isn't bad." Then after about like 5 minutes, I go, "Fuck this shit," and I just left.
You just said,
Yeah.
fuck it.
I
That's
left-
hilarious. You just said,
One time I left a job with the uniform on. I climbed the wall to get out. I swear
how
to
much you hated it?
Well,
What was that job?
No, I didn't even do the job. They fed me, right? And they gave me a stupid uniform. It's called Knickerbocker's Steakhouse in Manhattan. And I was so dumb that, you know how ground pepper, fine pepper comes out of those shakers,
Yeah.
but ground pepper you have to grind. Well, I put the ground pepper things in
with the little thing,
with the little
holes.
one so they could possibly get out. And the guy acted like I was kidding. He goes, you're funny. And I wasn't kidding. I was fucking stupid. And then they fed me, which I should have never done.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're getting fed, it's like, well, I'll never be hungry again.
All right, yeah.
So I hopped the wall with the apron and the whole thing on.
Wow.
I stole their uniform.
First day.
First, it didn't even work. Yeah.
That's the most profitable job in history.
Not a good guy to give a reference to. What other jobs did you have?
I worked at Arlington National Cemetery. That was my first job.
Oh, boy, that must have been horrible.
No, it was pretty fun.
At a
I
cemetery?
worked amongst black people for the first time. I've never really been around them.
I've never talked to one. Are they nice?
They can be. It's a case by case situation. Usually not though.
Do they tip?
I don't think they're known for that. Every Wikipedia, black people tip.
Right.
No matches.
Well, I would say that the stereotypes come from somewhere, and they don't, as a group. If you said all black people don't tip, that's totally wrong.
Right.
I know people that over tip, but if you said black crowds in general don't tip, well, that's the truth.
Then it's like, yeah,
We live that.
yeah.
And I saw
You've seen it in multiple places. It's learned racism.
Yeah.
It's not like anyone's passing that down to their daughters.
Right.
That's them who didn't think that. They all think that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had things in here. The funniest, I mean, like they hate the white girls, a lot of them, and I understand that because one of the trophies for a lot of black men is having a white girl, showing he's successful, and it's sad because it's a matriarchal society, and the black women really are the ones that take care of the kids, but they end up hating the waitresses here, and
The white women in the audience
no, the black women in the audience when it's
hate the waitresses.
when it's chocolate sundae
All
or
the guys look at them.
yeah, and they like one of the girls tells me she never takes an order from the woman. She always takes it from the guy. Doesn't make eye contact with no, she always takes it from the woman rather. Doesn't talk to the guy.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't make eye
sense.
contact with the guy.
So that she'll be docile.
Yeah, so that it'll just not be threatened.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like how you deal with animals. That's how animal trainers deal with animals.
Really?
They'll say, yeah, go down to one knee, create a stance that says you're no threat.
I thought you weren't supposed to go down.
Whatever it is, I don't know. Whatever you do with the animals.
You're not
or
supposed
raise
to go
your
down
hands.
on animals. It's sick. No, but
With dogs, you get low. You get below them.
no,
Yeah.
then they'll attack you.
Then they're prone. You're telling them like, look, I know you're the man here. I'm just showing you my throat.
Oh,
No, you want to put your hand from on top so you can pull it away if they say snap at you, but they take that as a sign of threat. So you're to come in
fucking
low
dog
with your hand.
snaps at me. I'll kick it.
Tom, relax.
No, fuck him.
Oh, get the dog out of here.
Fuck Fido and his little bag of tricks. I could jump over that thing too. Big deal.
Through a hoop though, that'd be difficult.
It cracks me up when I was talking to somebody about pit bulls.
Yeah.
And they were saying how he's so sweet, he would never hurt you. I said, I never said it would hurt you. All I'm saying is I don't want anything in my house that can beat me in a fight.
Yeah.
I don't want anything in my house that can crush my skull. But they wouldn't. They're so sweet. But you don't know.
Yeah.
It's an animal.
What if they go senile?
Yeah, right. That's what happens too.
Yeah, they go senile and they're like, who's this?
That's what happens to German Shepherds a lot.
Really?
They turn on people. All of a sudden, your German Shepherds are, "Rrrr." You can't get up the steps because it went crazy. I've seen that. I've seen that a number of times.
Really? Your own German Shepherd?
Yeah. And like you said, it's probably some kind of senility. As they get old, they get fucking
They're like, oh, I
crazy.
didn't recognize you. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bite you.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, like they came out of a haze and realized, like, yeah.
But do you eat pork?
Yeah. I like it. I just started eating pork chops. I had some in New York.
So you're not
They
kosher,
were
obviously.
so good. I am. I'm not good at it, man.
You're not good kosher?
No, I'm not kosher at all.
Oh. I have a friend who said to me, he's supposed to be kosher, and we're having breakfast in Vegas, which is like 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And he said he's eating bacon and eggs. I said, Hiram, I thought you were kosher. He goes, I am. I go, but you're having bacon and eggs. He goes, well, you can't have bacon without eggs. It's delicious. The fuck kind of religion is that? You can't. I would never cheat on my wife unless the girl was really hot and I couldn't possibly get caught. Then it's not a sin.
Yeah, there's a lot of picker and choosers out there.
Now, are you doing your storytelling shows again?
Yeah, I just did one at the Improv, but then we might do another one at the beginning of April, the end of March.
That was fun when we got up and did it together.
Yeah, Moon Tower.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I like that it's open to that. Just do them however.
Yeah.
We
That's
recorded
good.
one online with me, Renazisi, and Bobby Lee and Natasha, all talking about me getting into a fight with Bobby Lee over Natasha and Renazisi not breaking it up.
Is it true?
Yeah, right in front of the cover booth. I punched Bobby Lee.
Did you really?
Yeah, I beat him to the ground. I know.
You're about a foot bigger than him.
I know.
Beat that little
I
child.
was so mad. And then I just kicked him when he was down. I kept
Did you
kicking
really?
him. Yeah.
No shit. I can't imagine that. Did
That was before I got high a lot.
Did you tell our fearless leader, Joe Rogan, this?
He knows it all.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He must have laughed his ass off.
Yeah. At
When was
first.
this? Did I know you then?
Probably just knew you a little bit. maybe by a year or something. Maybe not though. I don't know. It was probably like 8, 9, 10 years ago.
I can't even fathom you and
I know.
Bobby Lee fighting.
Multiple times.
Multiple times you fought?
Yeah. I
Fist
punched him.
fights?
He never fought back. Never fought back.
You never fought back?
Punched him in the head. He was running away from me, and I Superman punched him.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever hit anybody else?
No, that was it. And then I choked him once.
Did you start hitting him knowing he wasn't going to punch you back?
No, I kept wanting to hit me back, or try, or something. When he just curls into like a fetal position and hits the ground, there's just
What does he say? Does he say something in Korean?
I don't remember the screams he yelled.
He was screaming?
I think probably
Like a little bitch?
Sort of.
Oh, that's I've had him on here. He
It's
won't.
tough to remember the exact how it was. I remember him going to the ground. I don't remember the sounds exactly.
You know this is on camera, right?
Okay.
We have cameras everywhere.
Oh, I've been pranked.
Easy.
It's the worst pranking ever. Oh, you got me.
No, the good thing
We were
about my
just talking.
podcast is nobody listens to it. You don't have to worry.
It's just a conversation. Who cares?
Yeah, well,
dude, the more I don't know. I just get to the point where I'm like, if somebody's like, "Well, I don't like that." I was talking about this before, where if my dad realized I did mushrooms, instead of going like denying it, or instead of going just saying no, or just saying no once in a while, I'll just say, "Yeah, man, I think it's really good. I like them." Like I can stand by stuff now.
Your parents didn't know you did drugs?
No, my mom found out. She listened to some podcast or
How
something.
did she not find out? It's in your act.
Yeah, she never watches me.
Why?
She lives in D.C. and the D.C. Improv barely ever books me. Oh, and when I was there a lot, it was always like
but
a
you know
Friday
what?
night.
Some of us go. I'm going to explain something to you about family.
Yeah.
Some of us actually see our family because we love them, not because we can get booked there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Why?
Horrible
I'd like to
person.
see my family, but I can't get a gig near them.
I gave myself over to stand up. We used to like. That's another thing. Once I have money, but it's like I just thought like I have to keep doing this. I can't take off time. I'm too poor. I can't afford just a trip there.
Yeah, well, you know, I still have that mentality after all these years that I hate to give up money. You know, like
Yeah.
I hate to give up. Like if I could make, you know, a nice amount of money, I just hate to go, fuck it, take a rest.
I just hate going on the road. I hate going to the airport sometimes. So I just like if I can
I do
combine two
everything-
things at once, then it's like all right. I'm only going to do it 30 weeks, 25 weeks. You do everything what?
No, I do everything to make my life easier on the road.
Oh, really?
I get picked up by a car. I never
Really?
drive to the airport. I'm always in first class.
Wow.
No matter what. Like I spent more money on my Australian ticket that I made in Australia.
No way.
Yeah, because I just don't give a fuck. Look at me, I'm an old Chinese lady. I seriously
trying to sell this suit.
like Justin, our
Yeah.
agent, our mutual agent, Justin Edbrook.
Edbrook.
Justin, you should see Justin.
What?
Justin is about 6'4",
He's
300
tall.
pounds.
6'4", 300 is about
fucking
right.
agent bouncer.
Yeah.
He ain't no little pussy.
I thought he was one of Simone's friends when I first met him. One of his friends from the gym.
That's
One
what he
of his
looks like.
meathead
Yeah,
friends.
that's what he looks like. But you know, he laughs so
One of
much.
those guys is always working out, but still like, how are you still so big
Yeah.
around the belly if you're always working out? Like one of those.
I know. Well, that happens to me. I work out, and
Really?
and people go, "You work out?" That's
Yeah.
the saddest thing. Well, what do you do? I mean, what do? You work out, but you can't look at you. You work out?
No.
You have to say it like that.
I mean, it's just been so long since I've worked out.
How about our boy, our ball of anger, Joseph
Oh,
Rogan?
he does all the time.
He's a fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. Maybe it's making him angry.
No,
Instead of relieving the stress. No, he'd be way worse.
I've said this before on my podcast, and I said it on. I've never seen pot help somebody more than Joe. It really did. It really mellowed him. I mean,
I barely knew him before he started smoking.
Oh, that's right. That wasn't that one of the things that brought you guys together as friends
Yeah.
in the
I guess
beginning.
so. He would give me that lemonade. He always had access to weird stuff. Like, what? He had his marijuana license. We didn't know what that was back
Did
then.
he have it?
Yeah, way early.
He had it then.
Buddy Bolton, he said, was the first guy to get it.
I
Buddy
don't know.
Bolton, he was just a comic from here in the cellar. And but he was like the first guy, and then like a few years later, a few more people started having it.
Yeah.
Now it's everybody has it.
I haven't smoked pot since like since I started doing stand up.
What?
1980.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like smoke,
Oh.
and I don't like. I like downers. Like I like.
What?
I like.
Pot is not a downer?
Well, it wasn't for me. It made me like paranoid, and it made me agitated and anxious. You know, and then maybe I had the wrong pot. But also, what I did was because I hadn't done it, I kept smoking, not realizing that it was going to hit me. So by the time it hit me, I was out of control.
But that's like when you're an 18-year-old who's gets a fake ID. You don't know, like, hey, I've done 5 shots. I know. Slow down now.
Yeah, Joe wants
me to learn how to like pace it.
I'm supposed if I do smoke, it'll be on his show.
Really?
Yeah, because he's been asking me about it.
Yeah, you should do it with him. That'd be nice. Someone who you've seen the good effects on it. Yeah, why not?
But what about the driving? Wouldn't it affect my driving? You're driving 30 miles an hour, and
they say it doesn't. But if you've like never smoked. They say the studies, the actual like scientific studies they've done or whatever, shows negligible difference on driving ability.
Well, I mean, I've never heard of a pot fight.
No, there's
my
never
life.
that. I'll tell you this: when I woke up this morning, hungover till about 1:45, 2:30 maybe, and that never happens with pot.
Really, you feel normal?
Yeah, but I can get obliterated on pot, like where I'm like, oh, and
it doesn't have a withdrawal feeling
when it comes out of you.
No, but I mean, like the next hours after.
The worst that'll happen is if you're high enough. Which I was when I was like in college. My friends would have good weed, kind bud they called it. The next day I would still be high for a few hours.
Right.
But that was, I can't get like that anymore.
See, the thing I hate is being drunk when I wake up.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. I mean,
how are you drunk when you wake up?
Well, say you stop drinking at 2:30 and you wake up at 8:30. It's only 6 hours,
Or 5:30 for the airport.
Oh, I don't do that. I mean,
do it.
that's a nightmare. I've done it. I've been in that situation where I drank too late. The key to drinking is to drink all day and stop at about 7 o'clock at night, and you're fine the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been putting them away.
Yeah, it's way easier on you and your belly too to smoke pot once in a while. Don't switch completely. I mean, don't fool yourself. But
I'd love to do heroin.
You ever smoke on plane? Do you ever drink on planes?
Oh, all the time.
Oh yeah, do a pot cookie instead. And it's just
but the thing that's dangerous about a pot cookie is you don't know how much is in it.
Yeah, you got to find out. They have a lot of measured doses now at the dispensaries.
Oh yeah,
you can tell like this will be this exact.
Campanera like freaked out. He was at a friend of ours.
What did he do?
Well, somebody they didn't tell him. He had to go to the hospital.
They didn't tell me he had a pot cookie. They just thought he had a cookie.
They thought it was brownies.
And he ate it and couldn't taste the pot. That's how good the bakeries have gotten now.
Yeah,
they make the oil so fine you can't taste the pot. Well, it's delicious. Peanut butter, anything with peanut butter in it, you got to be careful. Could easily be.
What does your dad think about your pot smoking?
Never brings it up. He's a very conservative Holocaust survivor, like from the old country. Yeah, Jew.
Are you Polish or?
Yeah, Romanian. That's where they were. Romania, Hungary.
Wow, and some of your family was actually.
My grandfather was liberated from a.
Wow, isn't that fucking heavy? Isn't it heavy that we're that close to it?
Yeah. It's not like the people that did it are still alive. When they're like, oh, it can never happen again. It's like, it wasn't that long ago.
No.
It wasn't like, oh, Attila the Hun. It was just real recently. People are still around.
I always think of that with Ian Edwards' bit about slavery.
Yeah.
And it was his grandfather's grandfather.
Yeah.
That was a slave.
That makes it sound not so long ago.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. You're just saying give it another chance, you mean?
I had a friend who had a bit about slavery. And the bit was, he wasn't a good comedian or anything, but he just had a very interesting slant. He says, slavery is actually a good concept. Blacks just didn't make it work because they weren't hard workers. We should have enslaved Canadians. Now they're hard workers. He didn't go very far. He didn't go very far in this business.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, he's real conservative, but he doesn't really talk about it if I do. I mean, he just started being comfortable with me dating non-Jews.
Non-Jews. Isn't that a funny thing? Because like there's Jews and everybody else. If you're not a Jew, you're a non-Jew.
Goy. It's my favorite derogatory term because it represents 99% of the world.
Yeah.
It's putting them all down.
The Goyim.
The Goyim.
I think Jews are amazing in the sense that... I don't mean to sound patronizing. You
no,
people,
I like
your people. No, but I mean, if you look at like Nobel Peace Prizes and just different accomplishments.
How many of them were Jews? Dude, we're winners. We're 100% winners.
Oh, absolutely.
I heard Bruce Smirnoff. Somebody asked him right when I got
Super Jew.
Oh yeah, so Jewy. An original Avi Lieberman.
Yeah.
But some black guy asked him. outside the back of the Comedy Store. It's like, Bruce, what's the deal? How come Jews do so much better? You know, what's the story?
I asked that to the Sklar brothers, and they answered me directly.
What did they say?
They said we are taught to work hard when we're kids because if we don't, people will try and take stuff from us. Basically, you know, it's a work ethic, and it's not that they think they're superior. It's just that they are superior workers, hard workers. And I got to say, that's been the case. You know, do you know that I didn't know as a kid that Jews ever worked like other than doctors and lawyers?
What?
I thought all Jews were doctors.
Just doctors and lawyers.
Yeah.
There's a really high percentage of us that are.
But I mean, it's amazing. That's what because that's all I knew. My doctor was. I didn't have a lawyer as a kid, but my doctor was Jewish, Dr. Levin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he gave a bad needle.
Really?
But that's what my concept of Jews
Yeah,
were.
my
We were not anti-Semitic at all. My family was never. We never had that.
Where'd you grow up? Atlantic City, Philadelphia.
Philly.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that in our.
Really? That's good.
Yeah.
This is what Bruce said to the guy. He goes, well, if you want the real truth, I'll tell you. This is the deal. We're just smarter. He's like, that's the way it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, it can't be a biological thing.
Why not? Some people are better at like jumping.
Well, okay, but there's so many different kinds of Jews. I mean, you could be an Ethiopian Jew. You could be
You could
be an Irish Jew because Judaism is
Are the Spartak Jews? Do they do good?
it's
Are
a
they
culture.
Smart?
It's a culture. And it's not really a race.
Yeah.
Because there's not like it's
Sort of is though.
well, but you can't become like I can't become black,
Right.
But I could become Jewish.
Yeah, but you could
I can
make your
convert-
genes become part black. Like if you fuck enough black girls and they fuck only black people, your genes will get like dissipated. So if you convert and like have a
you mean
kid
if
with
we
a
had
Jewish
children?
girl, yeah, like you wouldn't be.
Yeah, but I'm talking about me.
Yeah, but you can look at me and tell me what I am. That's not really a religion. I don't know if you're Catholic or Protestant, but you can look at me and tell exactly what I am.
Yeah, but
just
I don't,
like a race.
But that's a certain kind of Jew.
Yeah, it's
like
only a certain kind of Jew.
I think it's called a Jewy Jew.
That's the medical term.
The medical term. They're very sophisticated. Yeah, that's funny though, and I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's like both culture and religion.
You look like you should be in Fiddler on the Roof all the time.
I went to school with his granddaughter, Chaim Potok. No, he's a writer. Whatever his name is.
The guy who wrote Fiddler?
Who's in it? The first.
Oh,
Chaim
Topol?
something? Yeah.
Topol, the guy that was in the movie. You know who played it on Broadway?
Daniela Topol. What? Who?
Zira Mostel.
Who's that?
You know Zira Mostel?
Zero Mostel? His name was Zero?
Zira.
What?
You have to look him up. You have to watch the movie The Producers.
Oh, that's about him?
Well, he's the star of it.
Oh.
Him
Really?
and Gene Wilder. As an assignment, as
Zero
a comedian,
Mostel?
you have to watch it.
remember
One of the
that?
most brilliant
Okay.
comedic performances ever.
Really?
Yeah. And I got something to ask you as
Yeah.
a fellow comedian.
Okay.
Why? What time is it?
No, I want to write this down.
Oh.
I'm never going to remember it otherwise.
0.
But I'm still listening to your question as a comedian.
This is what bothers me.
Okay.
Tell me what you think of this, Matt.
Yeah.
I think the comedy, I don't want to make it like a joke. I don't think the Academy Award people take comedy seriously. But the fact is, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but it pisses me off that
What?
comedy gets no respect by the fucking Academy Awards. I mean,
Even the Grammys, they have a spoken word. And it's just like, just say, oh, yeah, but the fact, you're right, for the Oscars, it's like, what do you mean? Good comedies are a good thing.
yeah, I mean,
Animated?
Let me tell you, Mike Myers' performance in Austin Powers
It's great.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
As good as Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot. But because we didn't cry,
Yeah.
then it doesn't hold.
But it's like that's the actor, the sign of SAG is a smiling and frowning, right?
Right.
Crying and laughing. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be both.
yeah,
Why not? You recognize musicals, which is, you should. What the fuck?
Yeah, but it just-
lump them in together, even that.
the only comedy that ever got an Academy Award that I remember in
What?
my lifetime is Annie
Annie
Hall.
Hall. But that was great.
Yeah, and you know what happened? Charlie Jaffe was an old friend of mine, one of Woody's managers.
Yeah.
Great guy. And he told me that in Annie Hall, they had a feeling about it. They had a feeling they had something special here. And they took out all the silly stuff, like the
really?
dreams. They had one dream. You know how Woody Allen liked to put people in his Hasidic garb? He would always have
Really?
like a guy dressed as a rabbi or a Hasidic Jew or something. You know, he's did
Yeah.
a lot of it, maybe the movies you haven't seen, like the older ones. and they took all he had a dream where the rabbis were playing the Knicks, and he took that out.
Took it all out. He realized they were like, "Hey, man."
He didn't want to make anything it was funny but poignant and not wacky funny.
No, it's okay. I'll walk to the curb from here.
Oh, I love that line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grammy Hall. Remember Diane Keaton said, "Grammy Hall says you're a real Jew." He was so funny. You know, he was the only one that
Over here and kill a spider.
You know, it's a great line in Love and Death, another great movie. Diane Keaton is talking to Napoleon, and she says, he says, "How do you find me as a man?" She goes, "I think it's your best bet."
I got to get into Woody Allen. I never really gave him much of a
Oh, you really should. The early ones, the
before
comedy.
Annie Hall. They said Annie Hall was I studied that film in college, and he said that was the movie that everyone took him seriously as a director, as a filmmaker. From then on, it was fine.
I know. And I think that it's amazing that, can you imagine writing a movie a year and producing a movie a year? Wow. I mean, how hard it is to write stand-up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine, some friend of mine a long time ago, this is how hard stand-up is. He said to me, if you just write one joke a day, you'll have 365 jokes at the end of the year. First of all, I can't write a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't write a joke like the one.
Right.
But
those are for other people.
Well, they're for
people.
They're for comedic scientists who know how to do the equation.
Oh yeah. You just get some math. You can see change that word to something else.
Yeah.
Something that rhymes with it, but also describes them.
Yeah, I mean, I just had stupid jokes when I started out. I had a joke like, I guarantee any woman 3 screaming orgasms a night. I don't know what she does, but I scream like crazy. By the 4th time, my throat gets dry. But that was like a joke.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. Do you know how to write jokes?
No.
How does it flow out of you?
I just sort of think of when I think, I
Yeah.
just think of ideas. But every once in a while, I have to think what do I care about? What's on my mind right now?
Right.
And just have to put my thoughts to it a little bit. I'm always getting mad at whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, the 7-Eleven guy or whatever. So it's why it keeps talking about it.
Right. Well, one of the things I always liked about you, not to sound like the Sammy Maudlin show, I love this man. May I embarrass you? Is you were always loose. You were always you were willing. Like the other night when I brought you up here and you started talking from over there.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that there's break the barriers and the formality of it. Folks, are you ready to keep the show going?
When I hear people, especially at the store, that's what it is. It's just store trading, in front of 7 people where it's you gotta have fun or we're fucked. But I like the loose. Garland does that sometimes too. But I like when I hear people go, this next guy is a regular all over the country. He does Clouds of Color, looking at half. It's come on, man. You don't mean this. It sounds like white noise now.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like we're not getting laughs. Just do something.
I mean, I always, if it's somebody I like, I'll always fuck with them.
Yeah.
It
doesn't put them behind the 8 ball. You do it in a good way.
Yeah.
Not like some new comic trying to fuck with you. You don't even know him.
You know Adam...
Divine, Hunter.
No.
Ray.
Adam Ray.
Yes.
Great sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
And you like him?
I love him.
Yeah, me too.
My only problem with Adam Ray is
Too good
sometimes
looking?
he starts getting tired and he still takes these baseline jumpers. And it's man, dish the ball off.
Oh,
you don't have
you guys
Your
play?
legs are tired.
See, this is what I miss about not being your age, playing basketball. It's the only thing I miss.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's so great.
Oh, but I just remember the laugh he had because I was introducing him. He was last. I said a lot of times when you bring up the last guy, he's supposed to be the best. Well, this next guy, that's not the case. He just was late for his spot, and I could just hear him laughing because he knew it was true. And I'm not being mean because I like the guy, and he's going to do great.
Yeah.
But just those kind of this next guy, not my cup of tea, but I think you'll like him. Anything like fucking around to me, it's like. Who gives a fuck?
Carl LaBeouf told me that when we went down to La Jolla. It was my first road gig. Went to San Diego, and we were driving down there. On the way down, I was like, "Do you know which exit I get off on? Because I've never." He's like, "Well, I don't know. I thought you knew." I was like, "No, I've never been down here before." And we did 4 cell phones. We had to pull over and find a phone and call the.
You didn't know where to get off?
Yeah, we had no idea where we were going.
Garnett.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Well,
but when I said later, I was like, "Hey, how do you want me to bring you on?" And he was like, "Should I say Tonight Show or this?" And he goes, "No, just I don't know. Say that story from today. Do something real."
Yeah.
People, nobody cares about your credits.
Nobody cares.
They either know you or they don't.
Wait a second. He did 4 Lettermans?
Oh.
He must be much better than the other guy who only did 2. Well, I mean, I remember one time I was emceeing at the Improv in New York, and this guy...
New York cares so much about introductions. All their comics care.
Yeah, I don't know why you would care. How about being funny?
Yeah.
But the guy got mad at me because he had a rough set, and he goes, "Hey, man."
The intro?
Yeah.
No.
He got mad at me. He goes, "Listen, man, I asked you to say that I'm on the road. I was on the road company of Greece, and you didn't say
he
it."
wants you to feed you your jokes?
Well, no,
You have a joke about it?
No, I don't know, but I mean, no, I don't even think he had a joke about it. But he thought that was such a credit. I says, "And listen, man, I watched your set. Why don't you write funnier stuff?" They don't care. There's nobody in the audience that nudges the other. But he was in the road company of Greece. What, he couldn't make it on Broadway? That's not the point. He's still an actor.
Come on,
they
let's give
care.
him a chance.
I wonder what he played.
No, just get to your jokes.
Yeah, or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Who do you like? I hate to ask you this. Who do you like in comedy?
Burr.
Yeah, Burns. I never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
Not comedically.
I was in Providence doing the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah.
And I was just fucking with this kid because he was kind of like thinking it's cool to meet me. And I could tell that he was like a little nervous and shit. So I says, somebody said, I don't get Bill Burr. I said, I don't get it. I don't think he's funny. And he didn't know what to do. Because this is like...
he's excited to meet you, but he's like, you're way wrong.
Bill's an idol there. He's an American Idol. And, everybody loves Bill, really.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm fucking with you, man. He goes, what a relief. Because what's he going to say? Because he thinks I'm too big a deal to argue with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, put him in that position.
Yeah.
I like when everybody's talking good about somebody. It's like, what a cool guy he is. Like we were doing with Diaz earlier.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And then you just go, fuck him. It's like, what?
Yeah, right.
Someone who's universally loved.
Fuck him and the horse he rode in on.
He's a piece of shit. And they're like, why? Like, he fucked my girlfriend. Like, really? No, everybody likes him. No.
It's interesting. There's certain guys that you never hear
a bad word about.
Like... Yeah. What about
Fraser Smith?
Oh, I love Fraser.
Nobody doesn't like Fraser.
No, I mean he crosses the generations. It's like everybody. We were thinking about that because Fraser and I guess are around the same age, and there's a couple of us that feel comfortable with everybody.
Yeah.
I always think of like certain guys like Ian Edwards.
Yeah.
Who I never heard anybody go
badmouth Ian Edwards.
I don't get it. Everybody, he's such a brilliant writer.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody even says he's not funny.
No.
Yeah, Burr's been firing off shots for a while. He's been just quietly just firing off shots, going like, you're all talking about who the best is, but I'm sitting right here, and you'll see me soon enough.
Yep.
You'll notice it.
Yeah, Bill's as good well, I think Bill is at a level that he's as good as anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the same thing about Rogan. I think Rogan's as good as anybody for what he does. Nobody... he's in his own voice.
Yeah, he's got his following
and
too.
He just had he's his own style of comedy. I mean, like to me, when Joe's...
And he's himself.
He's totally himself. When Joe's silly...
That I like. Yeah.
When he's silly, he's really funny. And when he's dead serious, he's funny.
Yeah.
Because he's so opinionated that it's comical.
Yeah, he'll have stuff about like, this is what I really, really think about something.
Oh, yeah.
And jam it down your throat with a laugh, which I like.
Yeah.
But then he'll also... do a long bit about a blowjob gone awry or whatever it is, or
And how like we're all nuts, and we were talking about Bill Burr. Well, I was at the Improv one night, and Bill says, I don't have people on my podcast, but I'd really like to have you on it. I said, said, of course, Bill. We're old friends, and he goes, and I say to him, this is how nuts he is, and I've always busted his balls about it. About 10 minutes later, I says, I'm in town next Tuesday and Wednesday. He goes, look, don't put the full court press on. I'll get you on the show. I go, you're the one to fucking ask me, you fucking wacko. Like, it wasn't like I was like...
I'm giving you some options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Big Join People's podcast has become like dating.
Right.
You can't act too eager.
It's true. Now, it's amazing how much power this has taken away from
them.
network TV. Network
just them. Yeah.
Them. Yeah. It's a good way of putting
TV,
it.
radio stations.
Yeah.
All of it.
I still find radio valuable in certain markets.
Yeah, sure. People listen to it in the cars.
Philly.
I still listen radio.
Philly and Miami are two of my strongholds.
Really?
Yeah. And I love when people go, I hear you on WIP all the time. I'm on there like maybe once a month.
The Philly guys taught me what meat sweats were.
What's meat sweats?
Meat sweats is when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just in screaming agony and you're pouring sweat like you've had too much to drink and you've got to shit and barf at the same time from eating like a cheesesteak from the fridge or something.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the meat sweats. Is that sweating?
I never heard that.
Have you ever had that before?
No.
I never heard it either. I had it a bunch of times though.
I don't get sick.
Really?
I mean, I don't throw up.
Oh, good for
It
you.
repulses me.
Yeah,
Makes me
it's
nauseous.
disgusting.
No, I don't get that kind of sick. The only thing I get is bronchitis.
What is really?
Think it's funny? My malady?
That sounds horrible. What do you get with that?
What
comes with that?
It comes with it?
Yeah.
It's al dente. It's on its own.
Nice.
It's al dente. Al dente means it's hard, right? Like hard pasta.
Yeah, hard. Yeah. Like it al dente.
You never heard of bronchitis?
No, I know. I don't know what it entails.
It's an inflammation of the bronchial tree.
You get a lot of coughing,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
No, it's horrible. You feel terrible.
Oh.
That's it?
No, I mean I don't know enough. I don't know anything about it. I just know it's bad. I never knew anyone who had it.
Really?
I don't think so.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Yes, but people don't like to talk about it. I like to talk about it because I like to talk about my sinuses. But nobody's interested. I don't know why.
Yeah, you got to go on Sinus Tonight. It's a great podcast about sinuses.
On whose?
Sinus Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Who does that?
The Nose Brothers.
Oh, the Schnozzolas.
Yeah. Jimmy and Joey. They run it.
Oh, remember Jimmy and Joey?
Dude, every once in a while you come across his trades and it says looking for a new Jimmy.
I know.
And you're
Was
like,
that the one
he's
that
really
kept
casting it?
He kept firing the other guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That is so funny. A team.
He got James, Fat James. He died. They've had dead members of Jimmy and Joey.
That killed him.
Knowing being part of that act.
That act. That's funny. I forgot about them. I love the fact that you kept exchanging. He kept firing his
Got
sidekick.
new ones.
Maybe he had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, who's the one? Joey's the one that.
Joey's remained. Joey always remained.
Joey's the boss.
Yeah. I only know that because he hired Fat James. So that's Jimmy. And he always hired guys that were named Jimmy.
What happened to Fat James?
He died.
I know, but
He did two in a row episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
that killed him.
No. What killed him was heavy smoking and a gigantic tumor that they found that gave him like 4 weeks to live.
Wow. Well, I would say that the
Yeah.
tumor more than the smoking
Yeah.
took him out.
Yeah.
Wow.
They said like within a week he couldn't even recognize anybody or talk.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Simone went with him every day.
Did he really?
Yeah. And it got weird at the Comedy Store afterwards. Because when Freddie Soto died, everyone was leaning on each other for support. Comics really came together.
Yeah.
You know, Don was there trying to make jokes and have everyone. I was banned at the time for punching Bobby Lee. And I was on my way. Yeah.
I can't believe you punched Bobby
Yeah.
Lee and you got banned.
But the third time, it was like, enough, Ari. You can't come here for like a month. But then I heard about the Freddie Soto thing, and I was just like out of my mind. I was like crying in my apartment, and then I walked down here, and I saw somebody. We just sat on the corner on the stoop, just sat there, and then Dom Irrera goes, "Well, I'm glad you're at least maintaining the ban while you're in this time of grief," because I was on the corner instead of inside. But yeah, everybody's leading each other. When Fat James died, everyone got this weird thing of like, I didn't really know him or like him.
Really?
Yeah, so like. The only thing you would have to do is cross the street if you saw him on Melrose or something. It's like, I don't want to talk to him. He was so annoying.
Wow.
And then you heard he died, and everyone's like, oh, it's too bad. And we're like, is it? Is it? Or does it make our lives a little bit easier?
Wow. It's cold, but
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather him than a stranger. A stranger, I don't know if they'll
you
be
didn't
good or
like
bad.
Fat James?
He was annoying. He annoyed everybody.
well, I'm glad you got that catharsis out about Fat James.
Oh, yeah.
You took something so sad and made it angry.
Yeah. Guys, we don't have to cross the street anymore. We don't have to like, oh, why is he texting? Why is he calling? Let's avoid that.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it anymore. But here's what he would do. He'd come right up to your car as soon as you got in the parking lot. You'd open your door and be like, hey, man, guess what? I got this new show. I just booked this show in downtown L.A., and then I got this gig and whatever. You're like, come on. No one's asking.
Did he ever? He did stand up.
Yeah.
Did he ever park cars?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that must have been hard for him to get in and out of cars.
Yeah, it sure was. It was hard for the owners of the cars too.
Did
to
you
have to deal
park
with a car
cars?
that's fucking stunk.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So he stunk too?
Yeah, I smelled.
This is not exactly a tribute.
It's not a great eulogy.
It's not a great.
This isn't the official Fat James Memorial. Do not make this the Fat James Memorial. Yeah,
funny.
he stunk. His fucking fat roll knees would reset your radio stations by accident. Oh.
Wow.
And I worked a lot for a while.
This
I
is
did
the
everything.
first for my podcast. Somebody who didn't like somebody who died.
That's no way. That's a first.
Yeah, I think it is.
Really?
Yeah.
The Italians have a good way of really honoring the dead,
Yeah.
honoring their memories.
One of the funniest ones was my Uncle Tony. My Uncle Tony, when
Sorry,
he...
sounds made up. Yeah.
No, this is not a
No,
bit.
it's hilarious.
I would never do a bit with you. You know that. He hated everybody.
Yeah.
And
Uncle Tony.
my uncle and the guy goes, this guy Lee Fideli, we're all standing around a casket, and he goes, he never had a bad word to say about anybody, and we went from crying to like laughing.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I said, all he did was say bad things about everybody. He fucking hated what are you talking about? Yeah.
Just be close. Make it, exaggerate on your
Yeah.
resume. Don't fucking outright lie. Yeah.
Well, my brother, I thank you for coming back on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is fun. Matt asked me about it. He was like, what's the thing? I was like, he just gets good conversation out of you.
Yeah.
Just have to have a fun time.
I love talking to you, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for
I've known you
coming
for a
on.
while. You've
And
been pretty cool to me in comedy and everything.
I'm looking forward to working with you in Austin and Montreal.
That's a great one. I'll have a glass of wine with you. What do you drink?
I drink wine. I drink red wine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
on
get some-
vacation, things like that, I like to do it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Ari Shaffir, thank you, Ari. See you next week. Thank
Thanks,
you, Matt.
everybody. Thanks.
Hey, give it up. Ari Shaffir.